A professional athlete comes to hang out with the boys this week on Jim Joe Steve Show.
Here's a story about 20 years ago. 3 bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's. Free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot, Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hello and welcome back with some more Jim Joe Steve Show. My name's Joe, and I'm here with my buddies.
God damn it, Joe.
You started too early. Now
That
is your chance.
That was your fault.
Now is your
That was
chance.
me.
I didn't look at you. I usually give you the eyes when it's your turn.
I apologize. I'm Jim.
That would be Steve.
And we're Jim Joe Steve Show. For the second week in a row, we got a guest.
We do have a guest.
We have a guest who has found a way to make money having fun. His name is Shawn Markov, professional cornhole player. Hey-o!
Thank you guys. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, this is my first year as a pro in the American Cornhole League.
How did you get started? Oh, should we?
I bet he was probably going to get to that if he gave him a chance.
I
have so many
I have
questions.
so many questions when it comes to
Pretty much starting in the backyard, man, with some friends.
Is there a world ranking?
There is. Yes, there is.
What's your world ranking?
Probably top 85, I think, in singles.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, have your top
Out of what,
85
86?
golfer?
86, yes, 86. We have 256 pros.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Dude, that's
Shit.
Yeah, the top half.
Is that like in cornhole? Is that like the NFL level? Are you like?
Is there another
Are you in the
level of
minor
cornhole?
league pro?
I would say this is top-notch major league.
Okay.
Like, have you always been good at it?
Okay.
Definitely not. You think you're good until you show up and you play somebody who's a lot better than you, and they pretty much whoop your ass and put you in your place. So
Okay, so
always room
before
for
you went pro, how long did you play cornhole? Like from the time you tossed your first bag.
Do you call them bags or do you call them something different?
Call them bags, man.
In the
Yeah, call
industry,
them
do you
bags.
call them something different?
Call them bags. Everybody's got their knick-knack name, but bags works for me.
This is like the level where everybody's putting it the hole every time, and the team who loses is the team that just left one on the board.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, you got people who want to go in the hole every time, and then you have
That's what I always try to do.
Hit the hole every time.
Hit the hole every time.
There's so many jokes.
I'm all around the
Just setting
edges.
them up.
Or you can go again. You can go with the defensive strategy, which I like. Dirty the board up, make difficult shots. Make your opponent hit tough shots. That's more fun to me.
So, do they call you like I don't know, fucking defensive player, or like do you have like a name? Like what's the guys who would always in hockey that would go out and just beat the shit out of
The
people?
goon.
They would be called a goon. Like
Oh, no shit. Nah, I mean, not that I'm aware of. Just a good blocker, good block game, maybe.
what do you play till?
21.
Okay, so
standard
that
21.
is a standard
21.
Okay.
Yep. No. If you go over, there's no going back to a certain score. It's 21 or over, you win.
Okay. We had that discussion the last time we played cornhole at neighborhood whatever.
Oh, was Nicole playing?
No.
Just accusing everybody.
But
of cheating.
there was a guy that they played, everybody has the house rules. But he was, if you go over the score, then you go back to like 15 or something.
Or back down the number that you went over. Like if you went
It
over
was
by
something
2,
like,
you
and
go
I had
back
never
down.
played that.
that's stupid.
I had never,
it's
you have to
pretty
hit it
stupid.
exactly. You know
I
what I
played that
mean?
way before. It sucks.
Okay. So
That's
th-
a
First
dumb.
to 21, no rollbacks. First 21.
so it's just straight rules. First 21. And
Straight
then how many,
21.
like in volleyball, you play typically like 3 games or whatever. So how many games do you play for a match?
So it's usually just one match, but it's usually double elimination. So if you lose one in the winner bracket, you get thrown into the loser bracket, and then if you lose again, you're usually out. Yeah.
Is there a team that's just like lights
That
out?
you
like,
hate to
that,
play?
Like
That's what I was gonna say. Is there like a guy like everybody knows his name? Like,
the Tiger Woods of
The Tiger Woods of cornhole. I mean, probably looking at Jamie Graham, Josh Holland. Those are probably 2 names that stick out.
So
for
when
me.
they
you
walk
do know the
in-
names at the top.
yeah.
They walk in slow motion.
Yeah, they walk in. When they walk in, they're there to fuck shit up. That's what they're there to do.
Wait, is professional cornhole a 2-player per team game, or is
So
there
you have-
singles?
So you have singles, just yourself. You walk back and forth each time. Then you have doubles. You'll have a pro partner you're paired up with for the season.
Do you get to pick your partner?
Yes, you get
Okay.
to choose your pro partner.
Do you have a team name and stuff?
We do not. We do not have a cool team.
You don't have a team name?
No.
Or a walk-up song?
No walk-up song either.
Son
We got to
of a
step. We
bitch.
got to step our game up.
You do.
Are you?
Prestige Worldwide is always like if I have to think of a name, it's always Prestige Worldwide.
So is there? Do you get sponsored at that level?
So yes, a lot of people do get sponsorships.
Who sponsors cornhole?
You know who sponsors? So I was talking to my buddy Brad at work about this. I said we got a professional cornhole guy coming on, and he was telling me about the unofficial NCAA like college cornhole tournament, and it's sponsored by Johnsonville Brats.
For sure, yeah, for sure, yeah.
That seems. I mean, it's a backyard type thing. Like it's perfect.
I laughed, and that's exactly what he
Like
said. He was
SK?
like backyard food, backyard.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's where
backyard
cornhole
game.
originated.
Yeah. Yep. But it's like unofficial. Like they all, they've got like a hat with their school logo on it, but then just like a pretty general jersey.
Are you sponsored by anybody?
I have a bag sponsor, Ultra Cornhole. That is the bags that we throw.
Do all the bags weigh the same?
Yeah, all weigh the same.
Okay, I didn't know if
so,
there's, like-
so really
like
the
bowling.
difference comes to material and just how the bag feels.
Material of the bag or material of what's inside?
What's a good material?
It's all about the feel. Some
Red.
some sides move fast and some sides move slow.
Do you like a fast
so
moving slide?
I'm
defense,
normally
he
a
goes slow.
I'm normally a fast bag guy.
Now,
shit.
okay, that leads me to another question: Are there things that people try to do to their bags that are
like scuff
either
the
be-
ball,
either
cork
become
the bat?
illegal or are illegal, and they try to get away?
Man,
with it?
I've heard so many stories. I mean, people wash them, people boil them, people use fabric softener.
So
people
what-
run
what-
over them with vehicles.
So what
I
would
mean,
that do for? Like, what advantage would
Just make
those
them-
things?
It just,
do?
I guess, it just breaks them in, makes them pretty loose. Like I said, it's all about the feel. People have their preference on what they like.
Do some people want it stiff? Some people want it malleable.
Exactly. Yeah, people have their different niches, what they like. Like I said, I'm more of a fast bag thrower. I just got that lob throw, I was a basketball player, more like a 3-point shot is how I think of it. So
You don't give it this kind of spin when you toss it?
nah, my to be honest, my bag looks horrible when I throw it. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
Oh yeah,
You got like the Charles Barkley golf swing.
exactly.
It can't be that horrible. You're in a professional.
It
You're
goes
a
in
professional.
it just goes in the hole sometimes. but yeah, everybody has their niche, man. So it's what people like.
When you started, when was the point where you were like, you know what, I'm fucking good enough to do this?
I'm gonna guess he was walking around a mall, and much like a model, somebody just saw him like, "Oh, I can make you famous," and hand you a business card. That's how it went,
And I
right?
showed up to a tournament. Exactly. But
I didn't
now-
even know there's cornhole tournaments. So like you
It's on ESPN, the Ocho.
how do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get to that point to even go? Maybe there's a tournament of this.
I mean, nowadays, man, with social media, you can find them. You can
Okay.
find them pretty easy.
How did you find out? How did you do it?
There's some websites you can go on. I play ACL.com is American Cornhole League. You can find tournaments on there. But yeah, you just show up. They got
So I can
regionals
pay
and-
my fee and just play in a tournament. I mean, I'm going to get squashed
for
but,
sure. Well, they got different skill levels. Like I say, you
Okay.
start out
the
intermediate,
beginning?
competitive.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not
yeah.
playing you if I just go pay my fee. I'm not going to be playing you.
I mean, it's possible, but at some tournaments, correct. You'd play against your own skill level.
Okay.
Correct.
Is it handicapped ever?
Never handicapped.
Okay.
No.
So is it when you play somebody that's like their first tournament, and are you like, oh, I got this fucking newbie?
Some people do, man.
They, like,
yeah,
you
I ain't
rag
gonna-
on them
yeah,
and stuff like that?
Some
oh,
people
is there
do.
talking shit? Do you talk shit in cornhole?
Some people, yeah, man.
Oh.
There's a lot of shit talking, believe it or not. We got actually. So when I was in Carolina, we have these twins down there. They're 12 years old, the Gore twins. Everybody knows them. And man, I tell you what, man, they will talk shit right to you. They do not
Really?
care. Oh yeah, man. And they back it up. They're
fucking
good.
12 years old.
12 years old. They whoop your ass. They don't care.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Have you played them?
Oh yeah, I play them all the time, man.
Did they have you beat them?
I beat them. They beat me.
Oh,
They beat my ass. I beat
the
their
first
ass.
time
man.
you
That's just
played
how it
them, did
goes.
you win or lose?
I can't remember, to be honest.
All right.
I'll be honest. I have no idea. They probably beat me if I
Were you like, son of a bitch?
these little
fucking
kids? I
12.
hate these damn little kids, man.
That's how I would feel.
Probably push great parents.
Oh, they're great, man. They're awesome. I love the competitiveness. So.
Are there people that's all they do? Their entire living is playing cornhole.
Yeah, man.
Like the top two guys,
I
the
believe
guys
so.
that you named.
I mean, yes, I think they're ones. I'm sure there's others.
I mean, are they playing cornhole 7 days a week? Is there tournaments 7 days a week? Or
I'm sure you can find them. Yeah,
and is that where your money comes from? Winning tournaments? If you were to be pro, like You can't get enough money being sponsored to just do that.
I mean, I'm
you?
sure everybody's a little different. Like I said, I'm sure the top tier people. I mean, they're probably sitting pretty with some sponsorships. But like I said, you also have your tournaments that you're seeing during the week and on the weekends, so that contributes. But yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, the top tier guys are. Like I said, they're having some fun with it.
Are we gonna walk into Foot Locker one day and see the Air Markovs?
Yes, sign me up. I'm ready.
The hottest cornhole shoe
I'm
on
ready.
the market.
That's right.
So when you go to like a tournament where like how many places have you traveled? Like what's the furthest you traveled to go to?
Furthest. So we actually just had a national in Salt Lake City 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And then we had one in Vegas in the beginning.
Okay,
in the
so it
beginning
is
of the year.
all
So
over.
Vegas, I guess you could say, was technically the farthest for me since I'm on the East Coast.
So when you go to those tournaments, are they like? Do they have people that like sideline reporters and shit like that?
Yeah, sometimes, man. Like I said, ESPN's usually broadcasted. So
Is it always like bracket style? Oh no, you said it was double elimination.
yeah, but so it is bracket style. So
Okay. You go into losers bracket, and you can work your way back
exactly.
into
And then we have these things called stack bracket games. So even if you go 0-2 in the main bracket, you'll get put into some stack brackets that break all the ties. So there's no tiebreakers. So you end up playing about 8 games roughly in a tournament. So
Okay.
Do you still enjoy playing as much in
I
your
was gonna ask
backyard?
Oh, you stole my question.
no, to be honest, yes, actually. And you'll have more fun sometimes in the backyard. Like I said,
Yeah,
it gets
sure you do.
the national tournaments are fun, man. But it's completely different than just throwing in the backyard with some friends.
Do
So,
people drink during the national
Oh, people
tournament?
get hammered, man. Oh,
During
yeah.
the tournaments?
Oh yeah, people drink all day.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's all what you like.
I want to be a professional cornhole player.
Like Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
So when you come back home and like you're just hanging out, cookouts, do people just not want to play you? Because,
That's what I would think. Like,
like it's a semi, winners stay on the
I would think
stay
the
on.
opposite.
Or it could be the opposite, where they just like want to. They want to.
They want to beat you. It's just so they could say,
Exactly,
I
yeah,
beat you, bro. I
exactly.
fucking beat you, yo.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both, man. You'll have your people who are out for blood, think they can beat you.
Do you throw a lot of games when you're at cookouts just to be like, I'm fucking done with this. I
Hell
want
no,
to
I
be
wouldn't.
done.
I'm a competitive person, so I'm usually in
You
it to
ain't
win
let
it.
some motherfucker win just to give some.
No, I mean, but I will have fun with some people. I mean, if I know they're beginners,
let
and
them go
having
up a little
fun,
bit and then
I'll have some fun with
tease
some people.
them,
I don't want to whip them
smash
too
them on
bad.
12 points on like the last one.
Gotta have fun with it. Gotta have fun with it.
What's the word like in a professional setting? What's the biggest score you beat somebody? Like you just fucking like.
Like
Well,
another pro.
21-0 is.
Have you done that? Like,
Oh yeah, I've done it, and it's happened to me too, for sure. Oh yeah,
man, that's
That's
any
tough.
any
that's
given
gotta
day,
fucking
man.
Suck.
Any given day.
I lost a pickleball match 11-0 once. It was tough.
You're still reeling on it.
It
Can't
was
get over
tough
it.
to get over.
It happens, man. It happens.
If you are a professional cornhole player, what tournament is the epitome? Like everyone will be at this
The
tournament.
World Series of
Like,
pickleball.
What is that tournament?
Oh, man, that's a good
Pickleball.
question. Like I said,
Oh, I mean,
we have
cornhole.
so we have Worlds in August at the end of the year. Like I said, that's
Okay, is
usually
that the big one?
That's usually the wrap up of the ACL league. So you'll have all the pro events there, plus you'll have advanced, competitive, intermediate guys. So, I mean, it's a pretty packed week. But if you're talking about just one specific tournament out in California in August called the Spencer McKenzie's, I think that's over. I think currently over like a $300,000 guaranteed payout. So that's probably biggest off the top of my head that I can
now,
think
what's
of.
what would be just a good first place payout for like an average tournament? You're like, okay, this is a solid.
This is
tournament.
worth me going to.
So, like just your normal blind draw?
Like let's say
a-
last week you were Salt Lake. What was
Salt Lake City?
what was the first?
So first place. So I think singles first place might have been $5 or $10,000, and then in doubles I want to say it was about 10 or I have to look. It was either 10 or 20. And like I said, they're splitting in doubles. So
Okay.
I mean, and it's done in like one day, right? The tournaments are done in
usually
one day.
done in one day. Yeah, you start in the morning and you play all day.
Are there groupies?
People come with jerseys and signs, all kinds of stuff.
we met
man.
groupies.
What do they look like?
What are the groupies called? Are they called like
Cornholies?
baggers?
Lot
Bowlers.
lizards.
Are they like what do you call the groupies? Cornbaggers?
Cornholios. I don't know.
Cornhoes?
The cornholios.
Cornhose.
The cornhose. There you go.
Did you
Cornhose.
just come up with that?
Yeah.
I think that should stick.
Yeah.
I like it. Stick with that one.
your sponsorship, do they just give you a check, or do they sponsor you as when you got to pay for your hotel and shit?
That's what
and your
I was going to
flight
ask.
and everything.
Like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's got their own deal. They kind of work out with their sponsorships. So it's really just between them, that player and the sponsors.
This Jim Joe Steve Show logo, how much would it cost to put this on the back of your...
for free, man. Come on. I'll take that with me right now. Put it on there for free.
I love this.
Hey,
So when you do you usually have to pay for your flights and stuff, or is that usually always covered with like your tournaments?
Like I said, usually it's covered between
That's fucking badass.
like sponsors and whatever you scrape up. It's usually covered in some sort of way.
Do you sell Joe Corby's pizzas and
Hell,
stuff like that?
I'll do whatever I gotta do. If I gotta sell Joe Corby's, I'm selling Joe Corby's.
I dated this girl that played like semi-professional soccer a really long time ago, and I was like, that's so fucking cool that you got paid to play a sport. She was like, we made like $70 a game and like had to pay for our own travel. I was like, you got paid to play a game. Like there's something so cool about that.
Yes, I do agree. If you get paid to do something that you enjoy, like a sport, very few people get to that level.
Because it's like, you're not playing the NFL, but you're still like, when you win, you're like, fuck yeah, I won this.
If I want to become pro,
He said just sign up for a tournament.
but you can't. It doesn't mean I'm a pro because I signed up for the tournament.
Oh, I got
Like, how do you get on the pro
how do you
ranking?
classified?
How do you get your tour card?
Like,
So I think there's a couple different criteria they do. So at Worlds in August, Rock Hill, South Carolina, they'll do a pro qualifier. So you can sign up for the pro qualifier, and it takes the top 32, I believe. Top 32. That's actually how I got in last year. Was the pro qualifier.
okay.
Top 32 people.
So
That's it.
I'm pretty sure it was top 32 or
Is
top
that doubles?
36.
So if you and your partner say,
So no, this was the pro qualifier is strictly singles. So
Okay.
so
32 people out of how?
out of last year was 500 some, if I had to guess.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
super
crazy,
sweet.
man. Thank you.
So are there like regional qualifiers that you have to
Right.
go through?
So they'll do regionals once a month. They'll run their monthly regionals, and then like I said, during the week you can find like your local blind draws, and then there's a point system. They got points. Calculate.
so you can
throughout
like
the year.
trickle your way in like over time.
Correct. Yeah. So if you can end up, I want to say that if you finish in the top 24 in open standings, I think you automatically qualify. So if you're one of them top 24, automatically qualify for next year. So there's definitely ways to do it. Definitely ways to work towards it.
In baseball, there's unwritten rules. Like you don't like walk across the mound on your way back to the dugout.
You don't watch your ball when it leaves the park.
Yeah, and you don't after a home run. Is there like unwritten
flip the
rules
bat.
that you don't like? You just don't
You
do
just
in
don't
cornhole.
do.
You don't touch another guy's bag when you're cleaning up.
Yeah,
your
like
floor.
do you can you touch another guy's bag?
Like courteous, like a pick it up for him, toss it to him.
The round's over and it's on your side. Yeah, you pick it up and throw it. But
not in the middle?
If in the middle of the match, if somebody has their bag sitting on the board waiting to pick it up to throw it, you don't touch it. That's probably an unwritten
And
rule.
what about your own superstitions? Is there something you feel like you have to do? Food you have to eat? Like anything?
But I got to figure something out because I need to figure something out to help me. But
I think you need to kiss your Jim Joe Steve Show sticker before every
there
match.
we go. There we go.
Is there a song that you what's your go-to song?
Eminem radio, something to get me a little
Okay.
hyped up. If I had to,
Back when rap was good.
something to keep me in
I'm
line.
beating you at everything tonight.
I haven't figured out my throwing technique. It switches throughout the game. So
That's a tough
I'll
one.
do
That's
like
a
a
tough one.
backhand, and then I'll do like a frisbee shot, and then I'll scrunch it up into like a crazy ball. What is your technique?
Got to work towards getting a flat bag, man. That's usually the key.
Okay, so flat bag.
A flat bag.
And is it like a clockwise rotation or like
I've seen people
somersault?
actually. I've seen people throw both. You'll be surprised. Like I said, everybody's different. It's crazy.
Will the same person throw it spinning in a different direction because he wants it to do something else on the board?
Correct. Yeah. So people will throw it at an angle, and like I said, it'll do different things based on how you throw it. So,
That's
like I said,
ridiculous.
everybody's got their techniques. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it.
All right, clear up a rumor. I heard that they actually now
There's a lot of cocaine in it.
have college scholarships for cornhole. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah.
Holy
that is true.
shit.
Do you know if Fordham College gives scholarships?
I'm sure if they play and show up at the college championships, they have a chance. But I believe, every year, right around December, I believe they run the college scholarship championship.
Holy
Myrtle
shit.
Beach usually. So
I doubt
crazy.
I doubt a private Catholic college is giving away cornhole scholarships, buddy. Sorry.
Has any of the competitions you ever played been on televised?
Yeah, all of our nationals, like I said, are on ESPN. So, so you'll catch them on there. Sometimes they're live, sometimes they're recorded for the next day. But yeah, they're on there.
I want to see you on TV. It would really be good for our numbers.
One day, man, I'm gonna get it.
I think if he got on there with his sticker.
yeah, Matt, right there, right on my forehead.
We need to make a patch for your jersey.
Let's go.
So would the camera be your back or your front? Because I need to know where we're gonna put
It'd
this.
be both, man. It'd be
So
both.
is there
Or
certain,
on the front?
Can you wear whatever you want?
For the most part. I mean, the league has to approve the logo, but for the most part.
But you have a jersey. I've seen you in
Oh,
your
yeah.
uniform. Like you have a
Have a
uniform.
jersey
Is it like a
with-
T-shirt or a polo shirt or like
No, it's more like
a deep V?
More, almost like a baseball jersey in a way.
I mean,
like if I
kind of
had,
in a way. Like,
Does it just have your name on it?
it's got name and then the sponsorship logos, and then I think Bush Baked Beans is our main sponsor for the ACL. Yeah. So everybody's jersey got big old Bush Baked Beans logo on it. So.
That's awesome.
I want this podcast to be sponsored by Bush Baked Beans.
We should reach out to him.
Hit 'em up.
I love Bush's baked beans. They're the most delicious baked beans I've ever had.
Do you love the maple brown sugar baked beans?
No, but
We can talk off air about how much it would cost to sponsor your no-name team. You need a name. Cause
what would it be to change your team name to the Jim Joe Steve Show cornhole team?
That would be
The
a lot.
Jim Joe Steve Show cornhole extravaganza.
Oh, we can figure something out. I like.
Do
We can
they
figure something
introduce? Well, obviously they can't introduce you guys because you guys don't have a name.
out. We don't have a name.
But
We do
some-
not
but
have a
some
team
do.
name.
So do some have names?
As a team name, I mean, no, not really. To be
No,
honest,
it's just
usually,
their- it's
usually just their
their
names.
names.
Just
That's
their
when
names.
it's going to take off.
Shake and bake,
When
thunder and lightning.
when you guys when the cornhole galaxy can come together and say you need a name.
I think that would help better. It's
Yes,
like a
because
team
that
name,
way
merchandising.
to come
Maybe
in.
Jerry Jones of cornhole.
I guess the
mean-
problem is some people switch up partners usually. So some.
Well,
you'd be
so
par-
does teams. Like
Well, yeah.
you know,
The
people
Harlem
get traded,
Globetrotters don't have the same.
but the name is the
It's
same.
still the same. Yeah, that is true. That is
You
true.
got,
guess
you,
you'd have
you
to-
got to talk to Mr. Cornhole about that.
I got to bark my way up the
Yeah.
ladder.
Do you know the history of cornhole?
I don't know shit. No, I ain't gonna lie. Couldn't tell you. I just show up and play.
How much weed do you have to smoke?
Some people a lot. Some of them.
That'd be so funny to somebody like some guys like, well, cornhole was made in.
I mean, obviously it started
1992 by Mr. Cornhole.
Okay, what is the regulation distance?
27 feet.
Is that
From
from
the-
front of the board
That
to
is
front
from
of the board?
front to front.
front-
27 feet.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
everybody,
long.
it's 27 feet.
27 feet.
What is there? Are there any other obscure rules that most people think?
Where do you step when you throw? Can you cross the front? Like you can't cross the front of the board?
So in the ACL, you're allowed to cross it as long as the bag is released.
What happens if somebody fucks that roll up? Like, what the throw doesn't count, you lose your bag.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you lose the bag. I'm
I'm
pretty
going to be
sure
such
that's
a
how it
fucking
is.
stickler.
Is
for-
there a ref in these tournaments, or is it self-policed?
It's usually self-police. So people usually, it's usually common courtity. I mean, not a lot of people bitch about things.
some Mike Craig somewhere?
But at the big broadcast matches, there's usually somebody watching.
Have you ever seen anything get called out? People get into an argument over it?
I have.
Like, what were they accusing each other of?
There's a couple different things. Like I said, stepping over, taking too long to throw the bag. I mean,
What, is there a time limit?
there is, yes.
What's the time limit?
I think it is. I think it's maybe 20 seconds in between a.
Is there
It
a,
can't
is there
be
a
that
play clock?
long.
No, but I think they're talking about it. They're talking about enforcing
It's
one.
got to speed up the
Upcoming
game.
Cornhole 2023, the play clock will be
Yeah, man.
implemented.
They're
shot
gonna
clock's
have to
gonna
get a
be on
TV
there.
ready.
They're going to have to get it into the collective bargaining agreement.
We need a players
If
association.
you want this on every TV screen, it's going to have to be sped up. Teams are going to have their own names, and sponsors out the ass.
Do you guys call timeout and then like have to like talk about what to do
Sometimes,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes,
okay.
yeah. So you get
Like a
you
defensive
get,
throw versus,
yep.
you know.
Yeah, so you get one timeout per game in doubles, and I think 2 in singles. So if you're in the middle of a round, something looks crazy, you got to go down and look at it and take a timeout.
You know,
and go
I
look
think you need to go corporate with this. I think you need to be the head of the ACLPA.
at it. Shit.
And I think you need to start taking a cut, get a taste of everybody's. You need to represent the league, represent the players.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
You're in your first year.
Correct. Yep. First year.
What is your best achievement aside from making pros?
If you finish top 100, you're automatically a pro next year. So that's my ultimate goal. Top 100 singles or top 50 doubles, you're automatically.
But you have to finish the season in the top.
Exactly.
Now, is there a minimum amount of contests you have to play in? You can't just win one and then
exactly.
Sit back for the whole year.
So we have a total of 4 nationals, and then the World Championships after that. So they take your best 3 nationals. So you technically you can miss one if you want, but that one if you can also replace a bad place on another national.
Sure.
So I wanted to pivot a little bit.
Well, let's pivot.
How do you know Jim?
Oh,
or Jim,
man.
how do you know?
Well, we went to this when the Ravens were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We were. I was in the back seat with you.
Yeah, man. long. It was a 16 hours.
It was a
16-hour
long drive.
Volkswagen Beetle
From Baltimore,
like it.
from basically Baltimore to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So
drove
it is
when the Ravens were in the Super Bowl.
You know through Jason.
Through my cousin
Your
Jason.
cousin
Yep.
Jason. Okay.
Exactly.
So what? I know that you guys went to New Orleans together because there's something that happened there that I wanted to ask you about. So when you guys were down there, I think it was after the game they won, or when you guys were walking around, people were throwing beads from the top thing.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay, you do know where I'm going.
I know
with
where
this.
you're going with this.
So I heard a certain celebrity was throwing beads down to people, correct?
Correct. It was hilarious.
And that celebrity was Channing Tatum.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So if I'm not mistaken, we're walking down the strip. It was after the game.
It was Bourbon Street.
Yeah, like I said,
everyone was kind of going crazy.
Everyone was going crazy, throwing shit. And my buddy gets rocked with a set of beads, and like he's half drunk. He don't know what's going on.
Like in the face?
I think it was right to the side of the face. So he picks him up, and he looks up, and Channing Tatum's on the balcony, and that's where they came from. So he was like, I'm throwing him back. So he threw him back, and he damn near missed him, man. Went right past his head. So they get a little screaming match, yelling match. It was pretty hilarious, man.
And it was Shane.
It was Shane. Yeah, my buddy.
And he had a black eye.
Yeah,
he had a black
from the beads?
from
for
the
sure.
beads.
Yeah.
I think Channing Tatum was. I think he was overhand throwing those beads. He wasn't like
Did he throw
tossing.
any more at you guys after that?
Nah, I was kind of hoping he would have
exchange
came down and
words.
whould have ass because that would have been funny, man.
That would have been
I
a
would
better.
have
That would have been a really good story.
loved to see that. But man, that was hilarious. Great times that week, man. Great times.
We always have our guests do the guilty pleasure. I know that you weren't really keen on that.
That is correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we are declining.
I was at loss for words on that one.
So to keep the tradition alive, we sent out
Feelers.
some feelers to see if somebody would step in and save your ass.
Uh-oh.
And-
Channing Tatum came through.
Channing Tatum. We got a voicemail. Actually, we got 3 of them. So I'm gonna pick this one. Hopefully, this saved your ass.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, we got a song for you guys. We ready? Goes down on my side of town. That low-down feeling comes through my door. Whole world turns blue.
So that's going to represent you, or
I'm cool with that.
You're okay with that?
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I sign
I
off.
wish
I sign
they did
off on it.
Eminem. Spaghetti.
I think that's going to about wrap it up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. It was fun talking with you.
I've learned so much about cornhole that I didn't know before.
All right,
Hey,
awesome.
it was fun, guys. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for stopping
Thanks for
by,
coming.
man. It's awesome.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
At Jim Joe Steve,
At Jim Joe Steve. Call us on our number.
At 856
the JJSS.
JJSS.
And for the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name is Joe.
I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
And Sean.
And we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.